Sorry if that was really loud. I'm actually starting to get good at audio. Welcome to tonight's episode of The Minds Game. If you like our layout, you can thank Chris. If you're in chat, you should definitely give him some claps because he's been working real hard and his butt off to make this look as good as it is. But yeah, welcome to tonight's episode. We're glad that you're here. If you haven't already, please follow the channel. And if you have the money for it, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to resubscribe as it is a new month. And if you're a Twitch Prime user, you have to resubscribe every month on the date that you do it. It's kind of annoying, but it's definitely helpful to us. You can cheer bits now if you'd like during the stream. We've got stuff on the bottom of the screen that'll be going on throughout. So we really appreciate you being here. Other than that, our next stream that we're having, I think, is Back in Stylus on Sunday. Unless there's something else, but I wasn't made aware of it, so I think that's our next stream. Yeah, the holidays are coming up fast. Be on the lookout on our socials to be up to date on what our plans are. Other than that, I think that's everything. I think.
Small note, the stuff in the alerts box is like breaking past the edges
Of
the alerts box. They're like too far out to the side.
Yeah, they're out to the side. Is there a dark box there?
Yeah.
I'm dumb. Okay, I'll have to fix it on Stream Elements. It's fine. I will do it later. Sorry if it looks bad. That's on me. That's not on Chris. Bro. Yeah, sorry. All right. If everything's good, let us know if there's any issues with audio in chat. We would really appreciate it because, again, I'm still new at this. So if it's bad, it's my fault. But that's everything. So diving back into our game, you guys had just left, I should say, a village of mushroom people who, after mind melding with some weird entity that is many different things at once, you had to make a decision whether or not to take the surface world back the way you came, through a layer of vampires and God knows what else, or brave the Underdark for the second time in all of your journey to the much fighting of one of you. But having made your decision to go into the Underdark, you now exit into the tunnel, having some semblance of knowledge for about 2 to 3 miles past it, past the exit that you guys went into, and decided to make your way down looking for some kind of vegetation or tree that you can transport through. So, as you guys are walking down at a relatively low angle cavern, what do you guys wish to do?
I'm gonna be in front riding Fenris.
Okay.
Kind of the
dancing lights.
Yeah, I'm looking back at Gideon. Hey, so what grows in dark, stupid caves like this?
What's that?
I don't know, mushrooms?
I mean, we just had the mushrooms. What else? I guess the better question is, we're trying to find plants, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't live down here.
You're right. David! fuck me. 12 hours, leave me alone.
Who the fuck is David?
Ryan!
He's calling out beyond the plains.
You're in bed with the Underdark spider demon thingy. Ask her what grows down here, so we can find a plant so we can get the fuck out.
No. Listen, Ashter.
Yeah,
Karen can vouch for me on this. Last time I was down here in the Underdark, what's her name? A little bit too, a little bit too friendly.
Yeah.
I would really like to, if possible, just get quickly in and out of here without attracting any unwanted attention.
Oh, yeah, frankly, it was not pleasant. I was there for that. It was not a good time at all. In any form of the sense of a good time, it was the complete opposite of that.
Bad.
Really bad. Like, so bad that I literally thought he died for like a second again.
Okay.
I
That's because he
mean,
did.
technically, that was the first
It was
time.
like, are you talking about the time he did die?
No, not by the beholder, but by Lolth. Lolth?
It's fine. Let's keep talking about all the times I've died on these adventures. It's fine.
You die a lot, actually.
Yeah, like
Now
a
that
lot.
I'm racking the numbers together,
It's quite often.
you're
we
like
need to-
almost
we need
maxing
to
out
work
the
on
amount
that.
of numbers I can count to.
Yeah,
If you do
we
it
need
enough
to work on
times, do you like fill a punch card and get a free one?
I think I get maybe a free magic item after what is it, 5 deaths?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
free
so-
resurrection after 5
Haven't-
deaths.
Haven't checked my punch card.
Wait, wait, but
Frequent
the free
dire
resurrection
miles.
it was the wasn't it the Raven Queen? Wasn't that the free one?
Ah, shit, you're right.
Early redemption.
Technically.
Fuck.
Does that count?
So, Wheeler, just for my own posterity of understanding where we are, we already were decently underground when we hit the cave mushroom people.
Yeah, you guys fell
Right.
asleep, and based off of what you could tell, you didn't really ask about it, but just the general mind melding that you guys had going on, you guys are asleep for some time. You would guess or gander anywhere between maybe a day and a half's travel. They kept you pacified for a decent amount of time before they allowed you to wake up again.
Damn. So we're already like very well underground.
Yes, you guys were already like combing the upmost part of the Underdark when you were in the village. You guys are now, I mean, even after walking for the 2-hour mark that you guys have been walking, you guys are in the Underdark proper, and you can tell the darkness of it, the general just smell that you guys have become accustomed to having been in it for a few days. Like, you know that you're there.
All right. Well, we were here last time. It sucked, and it kind of still sucks now. And it's dark, and it kind of smells like dirty laundry. So, how are we getting out?
Forward.
Yeah.
I thought with the plan is we're gonna try and find a plant and druid stuff, I guess.
Yep.
To get back to our balloon.
Yeah,
That's
we're
the
just gonna get. Well, I don't know if we can get back to the balloon because I don't know if there was a big enough tree by the balloon.
No, there was. You specifically looked for one before you left because you were like, I'd like to come back to this point.
Okay. Yeah, as long as we can find a big enough tree, I can get us back to the balloon.
I mean, Flowers, can't you just like find us a tree? You
Yeah.
know that kind of magic? Can you do
Can't
that?
you make trees?
I can't make big enough ones in the amount of time that we want it in. But I
If
can,
you make a lot of little trees all together, and we just kind of
yeah, just shove them all together and form one giant tree.
Y'all talking about locate object, the spell that everybody but me can have?
Not that you're upset about that in any way. Fuck. All right. I guess we just keep walking until either we hit an exit or a tree, right?
Okay.
I mean, I could also ritual cast human nature and see if there's any large enough trees.
What's the there's a distance on that though, right?
Yeah, it's only
I think it's like within 3 miles or something.
3 miles.
Yeah. I mean, you can if you want, but
I mean, I don't think that depending on what the terrain around me looks like, I probably won't cast it.
everything's pretty rocky, and with the dancing lights, even though most of you have dark vision, it illuminates just enough to where you can see kind of there's like general fungus growing, like cave moss that just kind of grows along the rocks. Specific spots where there's like drips that come through. But there's nothing. I'm actually going to turn this up a little bit. There's nothing specifically that constitutes or would make you think that there's going to be a larger plant around. So I would say that you should save it. About an hour and a half into your travel, you do come across a fork that Brian looks very similar to you. For recollection purposes, it is the break off that you saw in the vision that the Sovereign gave you, where down to the right there is a large hive of Umberhulks, and down to the left is what continues down.
All right, we're not going to the right.
Why?
We
What's
want to
right?
fight a lot of giant bug creatures.
Not good things, bad things.
When we did the whole mind meld thing with the mushroom folk, I think I saw this tunnel before, and that way, bad. This way, slightly less bad.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Hey, Brian, come step a little closer to me. Just come on. As he gets closer to me, I just grab him by underneath the armpits and hoist him up onto Fenris.
Oh,
Easy enough
don't
for you to
remember which
do
way-
with your 23, 24 strength.
Yeah. After I get you up there, just pat you on the back. I honestly couldn't remember what way we were going next, so I figured this was just the easiest way to keep you safe.
All right, I'm just gonna pat Fenris on the side, and be like, yeah.
It doesn't move.
Yeah, he doesn't respond to ya.
Asher, make him go, yeah.
Dude, he understands common. Just ask him nicely.
Fenris, hello? Can we go that way, please?
I just pat him on the rear and tell him to move forward.
He begins to move slowly off towards the left.
Yeah!
Yeah.
He thinks you're being condescending.
Kind of echoes through the hallways. There isn't really much noise currently going on. But you guys continue moving down towards the left pathway. After about 2 to 3 hours of you guys being out of the village, also that weird connection that you guys have has been kind of drifting off ever since. But it's about the 3-hour mark where it starts to dissipate from your minds and you no longer have any telepathic like connection to each other. And you feel fine. It doesn't like make you drowsy or anything like that. So but you just don't have the ability to meld with each other, so to speak. That being said, you guys continue down for an amount of time. The cavern just keeps going. Whereas when you first came down, there were like openings and like large cavernous areas that seemed to be like pockets of large pockets of air that had either lava or water flowing through them. This cave is just one long stretch of cylindrical tube that just continues going down. And it gets monotonous. It's boring. The only sounds you can hear are the sounds of metal hitting metal as the armor that some of you are wearing is naturally moving with you. And again, you find yourselves kind of lost for figuring out what time it is just because of the nature of this place. It's about the time you guys are starting to get tired when Zinnia, there's this like rumbling sound that you can just ever so slightly feel beneath your feet.
just gonna let everybody know because I don't want to deal with whatever that is.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at everybody and be like, there's a rumbling. I feel it. It's probably headed this way. We might want to prepare for something.
Motherfucker. Why does every place we go for vacation suck?
It starts to get
I mean, I would consider this to be a vacation, but
it starts to get a little more. You can feel it a little bit more. It's like underneath your feet. Brian, you start to be able to feel it and actually hear it pretty well. The rest of you are having trouble kind of paying attention to it. It's still a little too soft, but you trust that what Zinnia is saying is true.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
And sort of like a
Very, very loud Irish whisper. Hey, Gideon. What makes these tunnels again?
Okay, for like the 9th time, I don't live down here. I don't know.
But you know things.
I do.
Okay, fine.
I know a lot about a lot of things. This is not one of them. You know how much time I've spent down here?
Brian.
The exact same amount.
What
that
makes
you've
these
spent.
tunnels?
I don't know. Well, probably not something natural. We saw a big flying worm before, but that wasn't quite big enough to make it, so I don't know. Maybe a bigger worm.
As you say this, you all can now feel the shaking beneath your feet grow more and more resonant as it's almost starting to shake you and get you off balance. And as Gideon says this, you say it, and the rest of you kind of sit there and realize that there are very large creatures that have the ability to burrow tunnels like this. And there's this sense of fear that starts to set in you, knowing what it possibly could be based off what you've run into before. As the rumbling gets louder and louder and louder, as you can basically feel it, you're guessing anywhere between 3 to 10 feet beneath your feet. I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
There's probably
That's bad.
There's probably fear. We probably real scared.
Oh.
Does Rook need to roll?
Can Rick be frightened? Then no.
you said wisdom.
Yes.
That's a 21.
Oh.
11.
25.
16.
So he's got a +1. Look at that. That is a 6 for me and a 17 for Fenris.
Okay, so all of you kind of steel yourselves for a moment, except Ashter and Zinnia, being the most unattributed to the depths and darkness. Ashter, you specifically being someone who has dwelled on the surface for most of his life, if not all. And Zinnia, you being of one who is more comfortable in the natural world and just out in the open, you start to panic, and both of you are considered frightened.
Can I use a sort of delayed reaction
Sure.
if I'm noticing Zinnia being frightened?
Make a perception check. See if you do notice.
That's a 20.
Okay, yeah.
Dirty 20.
You can. So you would notice that she's kind of panicking.
I'll grab Zinnia's hand, use Flash of Genius, and give a +4
Heck yeah.
to her saving throw.
So 15. So as he kind of holds your hand, you like look at him and breathe for a second, and the fear that was clinging to you for a moment just seems to dissipate away as you realize you're around your friends and you're okay. Asher, you're unfortunately still scared. As the
fuck all this.
rumbling just kind of stops for a second, and you all are kind of confused. And Asher, you're still like panicked breathing.
I just have these flashes of giant worms eating me.
Yeah, you're like,
Did you get swallowed last time?
I don't think so.
Nah.
I thought
I
he
don't think
did. I
they-
thought he literally ran.
Wait, I did get swallowed by the giant worm thing.
I thought somebody did. Pretty sure it was
It
Ash.
might have been him.
I definitely got
I
swallowed.
feel like he did.
So you
Wait,
guys
I have notes.
Regardless,
who's-
one of you got swallowed.
Who's the Neophyllid?
The ground stops shaking, and you're all kind of confused for a second.
I'm still feared, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to yell quite loudly. What the fuck is happening?
As out of the ground, this large creature, nothing you have ever seen before, something that looks to have these chitinous-like earthen, like rock plates fused onto its body. The head slightly draconic in nature, the eyes like a glowing red, and it just kind of, with multiple sets of clawed hands, starts to dig up through and climb onto the wall.
What the fuck?
Give me 1 second. As what you see looks like, but is not. Yes, I have it out for you. So, Asher's up front. Let me get you all situated. Back here. There.
Then we turn on that Cambly Wham.
Yep, Candily Wham. Alright, I'd switch it around so I can do this. As you see this creature now fully out, about 15 to 20 feet in length, with these, like I said, heavy earthen plates on its back. Let me switch over.
Let's see it work.
It is currently just shaking off dust as you all look at it. And it looks at all of you, and in a language
What
none
the
of you understand,
fuck?
except Ashter, who is currently frightened out of his mind. You hear, I haven't eaten in days. Come here. And I need everyone to roll initiative for me.
Gotta love a monster that can talk. Also,
That was.
Wheeler, I can't see shit from the battle map.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
Yeah, I can't either.
Hold on.
So we got a
That's a
corridor.
17
and
for
you
me.
guys like, "Bleh," and
So turn this
us.
down. Alrighty.
That's
So... Said you can't see?
Yeah, it's too far like down.
Let me see what I can do to raise it. Oh wait, I can move around with this. This is
There's a
91.
camera. Sorry, I was wondering. I thought it was.
No, it's right.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can use a. Box.
Love how we had like almost everything set up correctly, and then the one thing that doesn't want to work is the camera.
How about that?
Oh, that's much better. Tilt it down a tiny bit more.
I also have it here. It's easy.
Sorry, still working out the actual mechanics of
Oh, there we go.
Perfect. All right. So, as this creature runs out, I need everyone to roll initiative, which hopefully you've already done. Let me know what you guys roll.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. I rolled a 17.
10.
All right, 1 second. Let me get everyone. All right, so I got Kyron at 17. Astor, you said 10.
10, boy.
Brian,
21.
21.
Ooh.
Gideon.
Both of us rolled nat ones. Mine's a 5.
Oh.
Mine's a 2.
Oh.
Oh. Ouch.
Tasty.
Yep.
All right. So, much like always, Brian, you are at the top of the round as this creature burst up from the floor in this cavern and is now kind of half on the wall, half on the ground, kind of just looking at you, saying something you don't understand. Definitely looking hostile and threatening. What do you do?
Looking like a monster, you might say?
Yes.
Well then, it's charm monster time.
Okay.
I will get within range, and then I'm gonna charm the fuck out of this thing.
Okay.
Hey
What's your
there, stud. Come
what's your
here
save?
often. David, what's your save?
What's this?
What? Oh, sorry. Wisdom.
wisdom of
16.
16? It rolled a 21.
Fuck.
So as you kind of speak out at it, it just kind of looks at you, and you kind of notice now that there is like some essence of slobber that is just kind of running down the side. And you realize that as much as you'd like to charm this creature, the hunger that it currently has is probably far outweighing anything that you would be able to say to it.
Okay. All right. That was worth a shot. Ashtar?
In range. What do you do besides that?
Oh, I fucking run to the back.
Okay, so you
Hops
took
off.
about
I hop
10
off
feet
the
of
fence.
movement to get there, and then I'll say you get behind Kyron.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I do.
Sounds about right.
Human shield. Human shield.
All right,
Tiefling shield, thank you.
bonus action. Are you good?
Bonus action, I am going to just, I literally am hiding behind Kyron at this point. I'm just going to pat him on the back and be like, you got this. And I'm
Okay.
going to inspire them.
Okay,
Hey, thank you.
get your
Hey.
inspiration. All right, and with that, Kyron, you are actually up.
Oh God. Okay. Question. I have spells marked off on here. We took a long rest.
Yeah,
didn't
you guys
we?
took a long rest before that. I don't think you cast anything, so if it's
Okay.
taken off, you can definitely put him back up.
I guess I just didn't. I didn't click the like long rest button. Okay. I'm gonna take one look at that thing, and I'm just gonna shake my head at it, and I'm going to cast. I'm gonna do typical Kyron shit, and I'm gonna do Blight at 4th level.
Okay, so base level. It's a con save, right?
Yes.
That is a 19.
Damn it all to hell. Does that mean you get half?
Yes, it takes half
that's
damage.
fine.
I'm angry, but that's fine.
Hey, half damage is still damage.
Hold on, I have a lot of dice to roll over here. So 20 points of damage.
Is that halved already?
That's halved.
Okay, so
yeah,
it was 40 overall.
40 overall, so
Okay.
I halved it already.
Damn, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So as you rush forward about 10 feet to get just right face to face with this creature, you grab your holy symbol and just kind of reach out and watch as that kind of dark energy that kind of seeps off of the ground almost. You pull from the shadows and then just release the energy into it. It crackles against the armor of the skin, and you watch as it just kind of reels back like "Ugh," and then kind of looks at you angrily, but seems to have resisted some of the effect. Still seems to have taken the brunt of the force, but seems very constituted. So
Okay. My cloak of displacement is up. Do I need to use that like as
no,
an
that's
action,
automatic.
or-
It's going. You don't have to activate it.
Okay,
It just,
cool.
it
I'm
happens.
gonna pull out my dread axe.
Okay, so you pull out the axe and you're currently blurring in space. All right, that is the end of your turn, which brings us to this creature's turn. You watch as it kind of quickly and very uncannily moves Kyron right in front of you. You watch as it kind of sits there, and you hear this like what sounds to be like stone against stone hitting each other, like faster and faster, until this blast of thunderous energy just comes spewing out of its mouth in the direction of the cave. I need everyone, including Fenris and Rook, to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
No, not good.
I'm gonna use my inspiration for that one. What's the
Okay.
inspiration?
Oh yeah.
It's a D8.
What's the dice for the D8? Okay.
Con save, you said?
Woohoo.
I'm using my Rite of Clover to roll again.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 21 with the inspiration.
Okay, 21,
20.
It's a 9.
9.
14 for me and 9 for Rook.
Okay. Ashter, Brian.
I rolled a 10 overall.
It is an 11 for me and a 19 for my fucking cow.
Okay. This doesn't benefit from evasion because it's not a dexterity save, just so you know. Brian, what did you roll?
Yeah.
20?
20? Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Kyron and Brian,
You take-
are, well, all of you are bleeding from the ears as the ringing sound that comes from it is unbearable. I'm going to roll damage. Just give me a second. It's going to take a second to count.
Lovely. That's so lovely.
Hey,
Even
hey,
at
Wheeler.
a 21?
Fuck you.
You take half damage.
Oh god.
Starting off strong, aren't we?
Are you allowed to use a reaction?
Yeah.
What kind of react? Well, didn't you use your reaction to
Okay,
reroll?
No, that was a right. That was a feat.
But like, does it require a reaction to do?
No, because it has nothing to do with it. It just has to do with the roll. If I want to.
Okay, so
This gonna hurt.
Zinnia,
Oh, okay.
Ashter, and Gideon,
Yeah.
and Rook.
Mm-hmm.
You take 62 points of thunder damage,
Hey.
and you are stunned until the end of the creature's next turn. The rest of you take 36 points of thunder damage.
I'm at 2 hit points and Rook is out. Rook, hold up. With the with the errata on Steel Defenders, he went up from 55 to 61 hit points.
He is down. So, Rook,
What was half damage on that?
36.
36.
Oh, Fenris has got 2.
How much was it?
62.
So, Zinnia, Ashter, and Gideon, you are all stunned until the creature's end of the creature's next turn.
Yep.
Hey,
Kyron and
Wheeler.
Brian.
Hey, Wheeler.
And Fenris.
Am I still feared?
No. That ended at... Well, that'll actually end at the start of your turn. Let me get the right
Great.
things. Oh, there they are.
We thought it was Brian who was gonna die, but really,
Yeah, I was
it's
kind of
me.
happy.
It was everyone. It was everyone.
It's everybody else.
Stunned. And stunned.
I'm so glad I used my inspiration. Oh my gosh.
However,
Fuck me.
I rolled a 10.
that is the end of its turn. So, next up is Aster. You are stunned.
Wow.
Next up is Gideon.
Yep.
You are stunned. Next up is
Does
Zinnia. You are
Fenris is
stunned.
not stunned? Does he do anything?
He can attack if you
Hey,
want
bud.
to. You will basically just be lolling on the back of him.
I don't. Without me commanding him to attack, I don't think he would. But I don't think he would just stand there either. So I'm gonna let you decide what he does.
After
Seven.
getting blasted, I would say he's in a lot of pain, but he can definitely go and make like a... Does he have a ram attack?
He does actually.
You can make a ram attack with him if you want.
Charge. He has to move at least 20 feet to do charge, but
It's
he can
only about
gore.
10. And without
Okay,
you
he's
leading
gonna-
him, he's
he's
just
gonna
going to run
run up.
forward.
Okay, he's gonna run forward and gore attack,
Okay.
which was a 17 to hit.
17 does not hit. As it runs up, Fenris uses his horns to slam into the side of this thing, and the earthen armor plates on the outside of it are just too much for him to get through with his horns.
Huh.
You are currently just kind of like
Well,
on the back. You can feel like
what you guys got?
the blood that's currently like pouring from your ears and kind of some from your mouth as you kind of like got hit in the chest with it. You can like taste the iron, and it's just kind of pulling and kind of coming out the side with some like spit. That is the end of everyone else's turn. Top of the round, Brian, you're up. Kyron, you're on deck. As you guys are ringing, you can still hear, you're not deafened, but it is ringing and you can feel the blood like currently pumping through your body.
We call that a perforated tympanic membrane.
Hmm.
Means it blew out your eardrums.
Is this thing still like shrieking, or has it stopped?
Oh, it stopped. That the sound of the stones hitting together culminated to this large blast, and now it's just kind of quickly eyeing over which of you seems to have been affected by this burst.
I'm going to again just kind of tap Karen on the shoulder, be like, "Hope this fucking thing speaks common," and I'm going to walk up, be like, "Hey, buddy, did you know that all of us adventurers are highly poisonous to your kind, and you should not eat us? And go the fuck away!" And cast suggestion.
Okay. You said it has to understand the language?
Yep, that's why I said I hope he speaks common.
He unfortunately does not. So as you speak out and attempt to speak to him, again, the hunger seemingly being the reason, but also you don't think this thing speaks your language, and it just is currently still darting its eyes across. It looks at you as
What language did it speak? Because we understood it.
no, you guys didn't. Astra did. As it kind of looks down at you and looks across, it kind of like licks its lips and just
Learn
continues
Draconic, scrubs.
going on with what it's doing.
I'm going to return to my position behind Kyron and be like, "All right, that didn't work. Help!" And I'm going to inspire them again.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Kyron's also right in front of the creature. So you
I'm
like
going to
moved
get
up next to
further
Kyron
down.
and then moved behind Kyron again.
I'm going to just keep backing up.
Okay. You can definitely spend some...
Wait, okay. Was that attack an effect attack? Because
Yeah, it
shouldn't
was
I have
not. It
had-
was not something that would grant you.
Okay.
You still technically are
Okay.
displaced.
I just remembered I have the cloak. Okay, I just remembered I had the cloak, and I was like, wait.
Yeah, it does not affect the cloak. Does not affect what that thing is. It was a conical breath weapon.
Cool. Okay.
That is the end of Brian's turn. Kyron, you are up.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Healing Word as my bonus action towards Gideon
Okay.
at 5th level.
Okay.
So that's. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to grab all of my dice and they don't want to get into my hands. That is. That's 21 points back to you.
21 points of healing back to
21.
Gideon. Who's
That's
currently
big.
just kind
That's
of like
real.
And as my action,
Down on one knee, just sort of
I,
throw a thumbs up in your general direction.
what's
I
your
would
action?
like to attack with my dread axe.
Go
My
for it.
attack, dread axe.
The coolness is just kind of compounded as you pull the axe out and go in for a swing.
That's a 19 plus 3, 21.
That will hit.
Is
And
that,
it's 22.
Is that correct math? Okay. Oh, 20. Fuck, damn it. Can I use both hands with that, or is it one-handed because of the spell?
Are you using your shield?
Can I? Oh shit! So it should be.
Yeah, you
okay,
have to. I
one-handed,
think it's an
fine.
action to doff the shield, so
Okay.
you would
okay,
only
that's
be
fine,
one-handed.
that's fine. Oh, and I have. Hold on. I'm sorry. I always forget I have extra. Oh wow. That's 18 points of damage. 8 of those are slashing. This other 7 are cold.
15.
Well, plus the 3 for.
Oh, okay. Okay. The cold seems to affect it
18.
normally. It is no resistance to it, but 18 points of damage is nothing to scoff at. As you go in, as it's kind of moving and looking around, you see a kink on its neck where the armor plates just kind of bisect slightly, and you use that moment to take the axe and just quickly like into it, and you watch as a burst of cold kind of comes out from it, and there's this like ice crystallizing around it, and it kind of reels back and looks at you and says something, and Ashter would understand it if he wasn't stunned currently and not able to really do anything. But that is the end of
Lovely.
your turn. It is now
Yep.
It is now its turn. Huh. All right.
Does it get its fucking breath weapon back? Do I die?
It's not just going to go for it right off the bat. It's hungry. And it does not. Lucky for you guys. Huh.
I get to live one more turn.
Nope. Ashter's the biggest thing in its current position, so it's going to go in for a constrict attack against you. At advantage, because you are currently stunned. Which means you can't take reactions either.
Ben, you're muted. Remember you're on push to talk.
Yeah, I remembered.
That is a 24 to hit.
Motherfucker!
Oh, man.
So, what does constrict mean?
Well, first off, you take...
A lot?
No. You take 18 points of bludgeoning damage as its tail kind of wraps around you. And then... Yep. You watch as the mouth kind of unhinges a bit, and Aster is forcibly forced into its mouth and swallowed.
Fuck you!
Again? Wheeler, I know where you live.
I know.
Why do all of my DMs have fetishes with either swallowing me or removing my body parts?
Oh.
I don't want to know. I really don't want to know.
With that, it's going to begin to... No, it's going to focus on trying to get Aster in its stomach and just kind of stay there. It doesn't feel too threatened. However, actually, no, it is going to move back. It's going to move back about 30 feet.
Can I opportunity?
Yes,
attack?
and so can Fenris.
Yes.
He's fucking gonna try.
That's the same. That's the same one as last time. 19 plus 3.
19
That's
plus 3 will hit.
21 for my cow.
And Cal will hit as well.
Fucking
Oh
it
wow.
does. It's about to
So
gore this
13
man.
points of damage.
17?
13.
13.
Yep. Wait, did I do? Yes, I did math right. Yes. I
Or
never mind.
14 piercing from Fenris.
Okay.
Did
So
both damage seem to affect it the same way, or
Uh,
should I keep specifying? Which
You hit it just fine. You found another kink as it's kind of like moving back slowly
Okay.
without paying attention, just trying to. It's like that scene in Men in Black where the cockroach is trying to like swallow Kay.
Uh-huh.
It's just not paying attention to how
Yep,
fast it can move and is swallowing Aster, and you see the feet kind of go down, and you get a good swipe at its belly. Fenris goes in and kind of horns into it. You do notice that just with your perception in general and combat ability, Fenris's horn seems to be doing a little bit less of an impact than what your axe is doing. So take that into account as you will. However, that is the end of that creature's turn. Aster, it is wet. It is uncomfy.
Oh, it doesn't
and
smell great.
dark. Yeah, it does not smell good. But you, Zinnia, and Gideon are all no longer stunned.
Okay, so whose turn is it?
It's yours.
Am I completely swallowed by this thing? Like, can I struggle to, like, can I get out?
You are considered blinded and restrained. You can you can kind of move, but it's very difficult. Attack rolls against the creature have disadvantage. However, you have total cover against attacks and other effects outside of it.
Can I try and do a strength check to crawl out of its fucking esophagus?
You can attempt to make an attack. Yeah, it's just a disadvantage. You can't use your movement to get out. The general gist of it is you have been swallowed. So your movement's technically 0, but you can attempt to make 2 attacks because you have the ability to make 2 attacks.
Actually, can I speak?
Yes. I don't know if it's going to be able to hear you while you're inside of it, but...
Oh, that doesn't matter. I just need to know if I can speak.
Yeah, you have a little bit of air.
Cool. I'm going to cast Command.
Okay. Let me just make sure that...
It says, see within range. I can see every single fucking bit of this thing, I promise.
That is fair.
It doesn't say it has to hear me, it just has to say, I'll speak a one-word command to a creature you can see within range.
Okay.
If it doesn't understand your language, you cannot... Yeah, it doesn't work if you can't understand its language. But guess what? I'm the only fucking one who can.
Yeah, so I will say that yes, it will work because you can see it and it does not have to hear you technically. It just has to understand.
Cool. I'm going to say in Draconic, Puke!
What's the save? Wisdom?
Yeah,
It rolled a 20.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you
Yeah.
speak, and all of you hear this like "Whoop," come from as it's kind of moving, come from out of its own mouth. Not its voice, but Astra's voice. But it seems to not pay attention as now it's looking at you all and it's kind of seemingly getting ready to do something. You're not quite sure what.
Bonus action. I'm going to second wind.
Okay. As it kind of opens the gullet a little bit and you do get a second breath of air, you kind of like steel yourself and get that extra boost to your health.
That's 15.
Not bad.
So I'm back. Yeah. Fuck me. Give me a minute. I didn't think I'd be challenged with being swallowed a fucking second time. Nope, that's not gonna help me. Righto. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it quits for now.
All right, that is the end of your turn. At the end of your turn, Gideon, you are up. You kind of come to finally. Your eyes, that white, it's just kind of comes back into motion. The room starts to kind of clear a little bit, even in the darkness. And you see this creature currently moving back with a swollen gullet belly, seemingly somewhat moving slightly. And you can only imagine what that means. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna cast Blink on myself.
Okay.
Yep.
Shoot.
Yep. That's the end
Then
of my turn.
you turn to the side, you see Gideon, you blink for a second, you turn back, and he's gone.
Great.
Could you put a marker down where I last was?
Yes. I will put the stunned marker. All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Zinnia, you are up.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Call Lightning at 6th level.
Do you have to have a... Yeah, you can't because there's no open airway
You don't have enough space.
Man.
to...
Remember, the cloud has to form.
Yeah, you have to have a space that the cloud can come from.
Damn. Okay. Is the ceiling not high enough?
It's more you're underground. I think you have to have access to the sky.
You just have to have enough.
Room.
How big does it have to be?
It's just a 120 foot cloud. Or 60 foot?
60-foot radius. It's 120 feet.
Yeah, this is not big enough for that. It's too small.
Okay, never mind. I was so excited about that. We're gonna cast Light at 5th level.
Light at 5th level. All right.
If
Good
only it
old-
was a plant.
Good old
It's the,
cleric
tribulations
druid
of
duo,
being a
cast
druid.
and blight. All right,
I
that
got
is a
you. I
Constitution
got
save.
you.
Yeah.
That is a 19.
Okay. So half.
Half damage. Yes.
That's a 28.
That's halved.
Yeah. 56.
You guys roll really well with blight. I will say, as much as you cast it, you do roll really well. You watch as it kind of seizes up. Astra, as you're inside of it, you feel it kind of like squeeze against you, and you kind of have to flex a little bit, but you're
Sorry, bud.
super strong and fine. You're not crushed by it in the slightest. Bonus action movement. You have to be within 60 feet or 30 feet away.
60, so I'll have to move up.
I think you're fine, actually.
Oh, okay. I will kind of move up towards Karen.
Bonus action? Nope. Just
I don't
blight
have
it
anything I
and
can do.
fight it.
Yep.
All right, end of your turn. Brian, top of the round, you are up as this thing is currently moving back and now focusing on currently looking around at its surroundings and the rest of you. What do you do?
Let me check one thing. Hold on. Sorry, I don't want to pause all of this.
You're all good.
Okay, I don't
Take your
have
time.
anything, but
Take your
I'm
time.
going to.
Take your time. I'm not getting digested or anything.
First off,
Not yet. That's next round.
Thanks, bud.
I'm going to. I'm going to healing word myself.
Okay.
Third
Oh
level.
my god.
Okay.
That is 15 health back to me.
15 health back to you.
I'm going to look at Karen and go, this is really stupid, but keep me alive.
Oh god.
I'm going to, in a very Ashter fashion, just kind of run up at this thing, and I'm going to try to just, as I'm going, I'm going to try to chuck Stinger at it.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Yep. I'm going to use luck.
Oh no. David,
Oh,
no.
use luck, it'll be fine. Rolled a 2.
That was lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
So as you heal yourself and you run forward gallantly, ready to be heroic, you throw a stinger and it just kind of like you run forward and you throw it and it like doesn't even make it to it. It just kind of like ting 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 lands on the ground right before it and you're like, ah, shit.
Use a different dice.
I'm helping.
All right, that is the end of your turn, Brian. Kyron, you're up.
Oh god, okay. How bad does Brian look right now?
I think he is at
Not great, not terrible.
above half.
Can we leave Brian the fuck alone? I've just gotten swallowed by our DM with a goddamn vor fetish over here.
You know what? You know what? You're fine. You can handle this. You can cut yourself out. I'm more worried about the squishy little boy over here who decided to run forward and do nothing. I'm sorry,
I'm
Brian.
squishy?
I love you, but I'm going to run forward as well, so I'm slightly more in front of Brian because I'm worried. I want to cast another blight, but I want it to kind of center in the point where Ashter is currently wiggling around to kind of like break a hole into.
Okay.
Is that some? Could I do that with guiding bolt better? I'll let you decide what I do, but I just want to like create like this hole.
There are
him to,
some
like-
pieces of damage from where you left slashes on the body. It is a thick hide that it has underneath all of like the earthen plates that it has on. I would say Blight would probably work a little better. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Based off what the rolls are,
Okay.
I will let you know.
Okay. I'm rolling my dice.
All right, it's a con save. It rolled a 22.
Oh, this is a fourth level, by the way.
Okay, it
All right.
saves though. It rolled
Okay,
a 22.
then I just wanted to let you know. Yeah, so. So that's 39 points of damage halved.
So 19. 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I only half it when I actually can do the math in my head.
Okay, so 19 points of damage. I'll say
That's
you get a
not-
little bit bigger, but it's not enough to where it's showing tissue from underneath the skin. It's got a very constitute body, and it's very hard to get through that hide. It is starting
Yeah,
to look
okay.
hurt. and somewhat frantic. You gather that it's making a decision in its head at the moment, and we may see where that goes.
Okay.
But that is your bonus action.
That's my.
Or no, that was your action and your movement. What's your bonus action?
That was my action. I don't think I can actually do anything with my bonus action.
Cast a spell. Yeah, no.
I don't have any cantrips other than spare the
Yep.
dying, and nobody's dead. So.
All right. Well, then that's it.
Nobody's
All right. So
Rook is dead.
Don't
that's
say
the end of your
yet.
turn.
Is-
It is now
I
the
can't
creature's turn.
spare the dying on a robot. Can I
Rook
spare
is
the dying on a
literally dead.
robot?
No.
No.
Can I
that's an
spare
action
the
to
dying
use,
on
I'm
a
pretty sure.
robot?
Rook doesn't make death saving throws.
No,
Yeah.
spare the dying is a bonus action
Oh.
because I am a
Oh, that's right. 'cause
a
you're
a grave cleric. It is a bonus action.
He doesn't roll death saves because he's not technically alive. He's
Yeah,
just
he's just
a
straight
mechanical
dead.
creature. He is just currently the internals are so jumbled that he is not working at the moment. So, all
He's fucked.
Okay, fine.
right. So at the
I
top of
tried.
the creature's
Sorry, Chris.
turn, Ashter, you take 23 points of acid damage as you are slowly being digested.
Hell yeah.
And it's hungry. It is going to move forward and make an attack against you, Kyron.
Why you gotta do this?
Okay, that's fine. Come at me, bro.
Rolls a natural 1. So misses with its tail starts to wrap around you and you just kind of jump out of the way. And as it does that, it's going to turn around and attempt to bite you, even though it can't do anything with it.
Okay.
No, that is a 13. So it's currently, with Astra moving around in it and the fear kicking in, it's kind of trying to pay attention to other things at the moment and bites out at you. And it actually is going to move over and climb up the wall about 10 feet. And just start to look at the rest of you. Let's see if it gets... No, it does not get its breath weapon back. That's a good thing.
Oh, good.
All right, that is the end of its turn. Ashter, you are up. Currently dissolving in its body. You can feel the acid kind of tearing away the flesh and dissolving you. What do you do?
So, what would happen if I tried to railgun my axe from inside this thing's stomach?
That's a good question. It would technically work, and I would say that it would auto fail its the dex save on it. You might take a little bit of residual lightning damage, but you could definitely go for it.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay.
After being digested, I'm gonna click open my axe and just fucking charge it up with the gauntlet, and I'm just gonna just sort of poke around in the stomach to try and find a weak point, and just let it fly and try and shoot through its goddamn belly.
All right. You find a soft spot that seems to sway a little bit more with it. With as much movement as you can have, it fails the dex save. Go ahead and roll the damage on it.
Okay, so that is this. Guess that's 14, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. It's another 14, 28.
28 points of lightning damage.
14 lightning damage, 14 slashing.
That's 28 overall. It's not resistant to it because it is a magical weapon. Yeah, you guys watch Kyron as it's kind of up and moving. You see the bulge in its stomach kind of move around. Stop for a second. You hear this like... and this like bolt of lightning energy comes out and slams into the ground before you see what looks to be a like very fast impact out, like watching a dent happen in a metal sheet, and it kind of stays there for a second, and you watch as it kind of rips where your blight spell was open just enough to where you can see the internal tissue, and you watch as what seems to be bile and blood start to spill out of it. There is a small opening. It is not going to be easy to get through at all, but there is an opening now currently in the stomach as it kind of takes one of its small little clawed hands and holds its side. No one can understand
Cool.
what it's saying.
Action surge. I'm going to take a second action, and I'm going to try and, I don't know if it would be strength or dex, crawl out of the hole I just fucking made in this thing.
Make an athletics check at disadvantage as you are still being squeezed
That I
from
can
inside
do.
of it.
Hold on, let me find my action surge. There you are. Okay, athletics.
Disadvantage.
With disadvantage. That's a 23.
With disadvantage, yeah. In the most unusual birthing you guys have probably ever witnessed in your entire life, you watch as a armor pockmarked. Well, no, the armor is technically enchanted because of Gideon, so it is not being destroyed by this acid.
Just
But you
my
see,
skin
like,
is pockmarked. It's fine.
Currently, the top layer of the skin kind of slawing off in places. Asher kind of one hand out, second hand out, and kind of like you're considered grappled, not restrained anymore. So I don't think you have a disadvantage anymore. I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, you are still considered grappled as half of your body is inside of it, but you are no longer restrained and technically on the outside of it. So
Great, that's the end of my moves.
And it
free
takes-
action. I'm just gonna scream.
it takes an extra 4 points of tearing damage, as you are literally ripping apart its body as you kind of Xenomorph style are like coming out of it. Oh man, I need some fan art of that one. All right,
Stop fucking swallowing me.
that's the
It's rude.
that's the end of your turn.
Yes.
Okay, Gideon, you are up. As you see Aster currently. Oh, also, Aster, you take 8 points of that lightning damage.
5.
How's this thing
I don't
looking?
even care anymore.
It's looking hurt. It's bleeding currently. It's still standing. I mean, it is a beefy, resolute monster, and it is not looking happy, and looks even less happy now that the meal that it was intending on having is currently exiting its stomach. So,
Okay. I pop back into existence in the same spot.
okay.
Reach down, grab my spell storing rod from Rook's unconscious self.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna yeet a big old 5-pound or less boulder
Okay.
into this thing's face.
Easy enough to find. You can reach around and kind of yeet it towards it.
It has to make a dex save, DC 16.
No, that's a 1. Woo! It is starting to not roll very well as it's looking very haggard.
Well, I'm not rolling well either. 48, that was only 7 damage.
Hey, 7 points of damage, and it technically is magical, so...
I could have fucking shot it
Yeah.
and done more damage.
As you yeet the rock, Aster, as you kind of come out and it starts to look down at you, face to face almost, as you are outside of its body, you watch as a heavy rock slams into the side of its head, and it kind of like... and now that you're out, it kind of looks down at you and it's like, get back in there. I'm hungry.
No.
Bonus action, Gideon, moving, or are you blinking back out of existence?
Bonus action. I'm going to cast a spell because using the rod is not a spell.
Yes, correct.
What is it? The healing aura one.
Okay.
What is it? What's it called? Aura of Vitality. That's my bonus action.
Okay.
At
does that do
first,
again?
I give 2d6 hit points per turn to whoever I
To
want.
someone within, what, 10, 15 feet of you?
30.
30. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Much bigger than expected. All right.
I get 4 hit points back. Rolling so well this turn.
You have just like a slew. You're like a Benji in the Mummy, where you have just like all of these holy symbols on a keychain that you keep in a pouch. You kind of just pull one out, and you're like, okay, this one. And
I have 0 holy symbols.
just for flavor.
I'm not budging on that one.
All right, fair. You grab the necessary
He
components.
doesn't get the joke.
That's your action bonus action. You moving? Oh, you need to roll to blink, right?
I am going to move up next to Brian before I potentially blink back out, which I do.
Brian, you look over, you see Gideon is running towards you and reaches out a hand and then disappears from sight. All right, that is the end of Gideon's turn. Zinnia, you are up.
We're gonna go with my go-to move. We're gonna cast light. Everything else would harm Ashter, I'm pretty sure.
That is a 20,
Okay.
so it will take half damage. It is looking very hurtful. So.
That's not as good. So,
36 divided by 2, 18.
18? Not bad. It is starting to bleed profusely from some of the wounds that you guys have left on it. It is now looking very frantic and not paying attention to you. Is now looking, Zinnia, you pick this up, and Brian, you do as well. It is looking back at the hole that it came through eagerly, even with Ashter still inside of it. So, bonus action movement.
I'm just gonna stay where I'm at, and I don't have any bonus actions.
Okay, so you're just going to stay there as you release the blight again, and it kind of crackles the dark energy across it. It kind of... That's the end of your turn. Brian, you are up.
Clarifying, is Ashter out of this thing, or is he still stuck in it?
He's about
I
halfway
am out from the waist up.
Yeah, waist up, he's out. Waist down, he's still in it.
First thing, I'd like to try to get him out.
Okay.
Because if
Make
this thing's looking no, I would like to make sure that
Make a strength check.
I'm the wrong person for this. A strength check. Gonna use that second luck point. It's a 10.
10. Unfortunately, the muscles that are closing in on Ashter can feel it. It's like being crushed. It's taking like a lot of core strength just to keep yourself from being crushed. And as you try to pull it out, he is just too wedged in the musculature of this creature for you to be able to pull him out. So that is your
Do I
action
still
to
have
do.
it?
What
My
is
action? Okay.
your bonus action?
That being said, I will. I'll play the cleric for now, and I will healing word Ashter.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do that 4th level. So you get. Ooh, not a great roll. That's 10. 10 health points.
I'll take it.
All right, 10 points to Ashter. Brian, that is the end of your turn, unless you're moving.
Nah, I'm gonna try to make sure that Ashter gets out of this.
Okay. So you moved up to the creature. And you're pulling Ashter from actually an upward position. Like, he is currently dangling about 5 feet off the ground because this creature's on the wall. And you're just kind of, that's the end of your turn. Kyron, you are up.
Alright, I'm gonna attack with my droid axe. I'm gonna move up and stabby stab. Can I put my shield away as I
Make sure
go?
that it's not
Or is
a-
that an action?
Let's look at the handy dandy Google. It takes one action to don or doff a shield.
Okay, I'll leave it then. Well, that's a natural 20.
Hell yeah.
So 23 to hit.
That will hit.
That's so that's 15 times 2, so 30.
30?
Points of damage. 3.
33?
33.
Yes.
How do you want to do this?
Oh shit. Oh no. That's so bad.
As it's currently
I'm
like
gonna stab it. I'm gonna stab it in this, like, wherever I can reach, but I kind of want to, like, pull something out as I go.
Okay.
Me? Do you want
reach
to pull
up.
me out as you go?
Asher, you feel this kind of like push on your back as the axe kind of scrapes across the back of your armor, and you kind of catch in on with enough force as you heavily hit it. You take the axe. It catches on the underside of that cut, and you take that momentum and kind of, as you kind of feel this strength come over you, you just tear down its entirety of like about a 4-foot section of its stomach, and it just kind of opens up, and you see bile, blood, and probably remnants of its last meal that didn't make it through the digestive tract just kind of spill out onto the ground. It kind of looks down at Ashter, and as you kind of are peeking out from the side looking up at it, it just looks at you and slams down onto the ground. Ashter, go ahead and make a dexterity. Actually, Kyron, Brian, and Ashter, make a dex save for me.
Okay.
I was afraid you were going to say a deck save.
Oh, lovely. I rolled really well.
Ashter, you are technically at disadvantage.
Oh, well, I already failed it, I think. Oh, well, that second one was a nat 1, so yeah, I definitely failed it.
Dirty 20 for me.
Okay.
A dirty 20 for me too.
Okay. So you guys both quickly move out of the way as this creature slams onto the ground with a heavy, like, it kind of shakes the cavern as you guys are in it. Ashter, not horrible. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as this creature is now on top of you, and you are having a hard time breathing. Kyron, I need you to make a wisdom save.
I'm really scared about this one, y'all. Okay.
This thing's dead, but it's not done causing problems.
No, you said wisdom, right?
Yeah.
I don't even remember the number I was supposed to hit, but I did not roll high at all. Wait, I have inspiration. Can I use that? I rolled a 6 plus a 9.
I think you still have the inspiration. Go ahead and roll it.
I am still inspired.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
It's a plus a 4.
Okay. So, as you are sitting there and you kind of breathe for a second, that there's like this pulse in your system, and you kind of start to fall back into yourself, and all you can see is red for a moment, and everything starts to close in around your eyes, and then you look at Brian, and you can almost feel the last touch of his hand on your back as he inspired you, and you see his face, and you kind of focus on it for a second before you just push through that red and come back into yourself and kind of drop for a second and shake your head and just breathe.
I'm gonna slam the axe into the ground. Kind of like angry that I almost didn't succeed that one.
Okay. So you slam the axe into the ground.
That doesn't come up often. I almost forgot that.
It doesn't. And they did both the things that it comes up after.
Literally, you were like, how do you want to do this? And I was like, yes. And then I was like, oh no.
which did, because you did both of them, it did raise the DC by a little bit, but you still managed to get past it. So.
Oh God. Okay.
You guys see the bottom of this creature. The head's just lulled. The tongue is out of the mouth. This thing is basically dead, but seemingly still wiggling at one point underneath it. And you kind of hear this like, Fenris comes over and starts to push against the body of this creature.
I'll help.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check with Fenris at advantage.
Okay.
Oh, Ben's
that's
gonna do
hot
it
already. Oh God. Harold Termine.
I was muted. Sorry. What am I doing?
Yeah, you are.
Rolling a strength check
Strength
at
check?
advantage for Fenris.
Well, that one's pretty good. 18 or 1. I'm glad that had advantage. 23.
23. Easy enough.
Yeah.
You hear the sounds of it, and Fenris like and begins pushing Kyron. You come over and use that last bit of strength from it and just and you watch as it kind of moves about 2 feet and kind of rotates a bit. And Ashter is currently like looking very red in the face and like finally getting a breath of air as you're basically being crushed by this dead creature.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Oh, yeah. Gideon comes back in with a slight popping sound. Do you drop the spell? Okay. Seeing that...
I drop Blink. I do not drop Healing Aura.
Okay.
Or Vitality. I keep that going. I can roll 9 more times.
Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and roll it, I don't know if it'll get everyone back up to full health, but...
I'm doing me first because I'm dead boy. I get 11 back. I've rolled my first 4, which will be half of my total because I rolled once already. My first one was 11. Second one is 12. That puts me at 50 out of 64. I'm fine. Who's next? Zinnia.
I'm at 31 out of 124.
Zinnia gets 10. Then Zinnia gets 8 more. Then Zinnia gets 9 more. So 18 plus 9 is 27.
I'll mass cure wounds everybody at 5th level.
Oh,
Before you do that, I have
Okay. I'll wait.
I have 5 more. No, I have 4 more. 8, 7, so 15 more. And then I have 46 left for Ashter, because he's a dead boy. Got 12, 17, 19 to Ashter. And now I'm all tapped out.
Okay. Should you guys
Okay.
take a minute?
I'm gonna heal myself then.
Okay.
I'll just do like a cure wounds.
Okay.
Third level, I guess.
Mass cure wounds to everyone, cure wounds to yourself, or a vitality back to Ashter.
And then I cast Mending on Rook.
Okay. Yeah, there is a loud sound of metal bending back into place as
I'm just reconnecting wires.
shakily gets up. Yeah, that was that. You're definitely going to have to do a diagnostic run on him when you get the chance. The internals are probably very messed up.
Yeah, he got fucking one-shotted.
You really need to teach me how to fix this thing. I'm the cleric in this group. I need to know.
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna pat Rook on the head.
Kind of shakily takes it. You gather he's not frightened. He's just really
I can't.
messed up.
I can't help him. That makes me angry.
No, you can, just not when he stops working.
Exactly.
No, I mean... No.
But as you guys sit here for a moment to heal up and just kind of take a deep breath, the creature is lying there. It's no longer moving. Now that you get a good look at it, it just looks to be that there are heavy pieces of rock or stone that are naturally fused onto its body. It's like it's growing from its skin. It has this natural... Sorry, I said that again. It just has this... Part of it gives you ideas that it's somehow elemental in nature, but other parts of you get the idea that it's a dragon of some kind. Make a nature check, Gideon. And Kyron as well.
Nope. Not with an 8.
Wow. You said nature? Hold on. I'm not in the right. That's a 17.
17.
Yeah.
There's been talks of a creature like this before. You've seen schematics on it. It looks like what a creature known as Behir. And you remember the name because the interdimensional barkeep talked to you about it. But they mostly live within mountainous regions. They'll sometimes scatter through the Underdark, but not this deep. And they do lightning based off what you've read before, not whatever this creature did. So whatever this is, you've never read on it, and this might be the first time anyone's encountered it.
I'll relate that to the group.
Okay.
Yeah, I told you I don't know anything about this. I don't live down here. It would be terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
As you guys are, Ben, you're muted again.
If this thing's a dragon, do you think your sister would want to know about it?
I mean, it might be possible. I could definitely send her a message and see if she knows anything.
We'll just bring her a present, and I chop its fucking head off.
Okay.
Mostly out of rage for having been swallowed by it.
It takes you some time. It is thick hide, and its general structure is very hardy. You gather from just the natural essence of it being somewhat earth-related. You do end up doing it, but the head is like... It's very big. I mean, from tip of nose to where you cut it off, it's probably about 3 to 4 feet in length. And it's heavy.
Yeah, on second thought, I don't think we're going to get this out of the cave. I honestly just wanted to cut its head off.
Could it fit in the bag?
No.
There's no way the bag's
The bag
opening
wouldn't
big
open
enough.
far enough for it.
I mean, it's technically still part of a beast. Could I polymorph it long enough to get into the bag?
No.
No.
Ooh.
It's unfortunately...
That's a good idea, though.
That is a good idea, but... I also could not find anything on polymorphing ghosts, so we're just going to say that it's allowed.
Cool.
Did you say polymorphing ghosts?
Yeah,
Yes.
were you not there for that
Oh,
episode?
you missed the ghost turtle.
Yeah, well, Ben, I'll catch you up.
Oh.
I'll catch you up later. That was from a couple episodes ago. On YouTube. Go
Okay.
watch it if you haven't.
Do you think it weighs 500 pounds or less?
Yeah. It's probably pretty close, but...
Well, it's too bad because I'm not helping.
Cool. All right. So, are you guys just staying here for a second, or are you guys continuing forward?
I'm going to stay as long as I can catch my breath.
Okay. Well, luckily, you have a mount that you can catch a breath on if you want to. So,
Yes, that is true.
but as you guys heal up, there is a sound coming from the tunnel down the way that you came from. It sounds like whatever loud noise this creature made and whatever loud noises you guys have made has attracted something's attention. You're not quite sure what it is.
Oh, great. Let's keep moving.
Nope.
Let's keep going. Let's just.
Yep. Nope. We're out.
You guys continue moving down. It's some amount of time, and the air starts to cool down more than usual, and you smell like musty water. And you're really confused for a second. And then you start to hear the like of like water lapping up against something.
I really hope that the stream can hear you doing that since you have a mic so close to
They
you.
can. That's why I did this.
I really hope.
But you guys, confused, begin to move forward. The sounds from behind you are gone. You guys are far enough away. It's about 300 feet before the cavern starts to open on the sides. You step forward and you start to see what looks to be just at the edge of your kind of horizon vision, like a soft glint of purples and blues coming off of a surface on the ground. As the cavern opens up even more, so you guys are failing to see the edges of the walls anymore, and it opens up large. And before you lies a lake, a large underground lake that is currently lapping up against the shore near where you currently are, probably about 120 feet away from you. You can still hear the sounds of it moving, as it's pretty quiet besides some of the small, again, metal clinking together. And as you kind of look across and are still just dumbfounded by the fact that there's a lake down here, all of you at the same time kind of looking around, your eyes start to adjust, and you see what looks to be a large island in the middle of this lake. Some kind of forest growing on the small patch of land that currently also seems to have some kind of citadel growing from it. And you're not sure how many, but a few hovering ships currently on different sides of it and above it.
Oh shit.
And that's where we're going to take a break.
What?
What? All right. We will be back in about
Let's become pirates, y'all.
5 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. I will let them actually use the bathroom and get the things that they need to get. Thank you for joining us so far. Please continue to stay. I promise you it will be worth it. Follow the channel if you aren't already. Thank you for the two of you who resubscribed. We really appreciate it. And yeah, we will be back to pick this up when we come back. See you soon. All right, so no, that's just Chris. That's just where it's at on the thing because it's fully encompassing it. It's not below it. So
I can show you, like, it's supposed to be this far away, but it's like jammed right.
Yeah,
up
I
to the
don't know
bottom.
why because it's fully on there right now. It's not incorrectly placed. I'll have you come look at it in a second. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you for bearing with us while we took a break, used the bathroom, got all that stuff out of the way. Yeah, so let's dive back in. So you guys left off now on the shore of this underground lake with this slightly purple-hued citadel surrounded by a forest of seemingly also purple leaves. It is across this lake. There doesn't seem to be any bridge that leads to it. And for note, the ships are not in the water. They are currently floating and hovering above the city. No.
Nope, hovering.
Yeah, you.
Balloons attached to them?
They do not have balloons attached to them.
Do they look like normal ships?
From this distance, it's hard to tell. You can just tell that they
That's
are
a no.
ships that are currently floating. Although they...
This is where everything comes to haunt us.
Yeah.
You do see what looks to be Zinnia. Off in the distance, the light... You have dark vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The light cascading is kind of giving it a very, very dim ambient purplish hue. And just off, again, the horizon of your vision, you see what seems to be a shape that is just slowly starting to get bigger. Make a perception check for me.
That is 24.
24. You kind of peer a little bit more and look off in the distance. It looks to be some kind of boat, and there looks to be maybe one or two figures that you can see at the moment. They seem to just be, from what you can tell, just looking around. They don't seem to be doing much at the moment, but they're a distance away, but they're seemingly getting closer.
Okay. I'm just gonna look at everybody and be like, there's a boat with people coming towards us. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't want to die. And, you know.
Do you think we have time to hide? Do you think they've noticed us yet?
I don't think they've noticed us yet. They're pretty far away, but like,
We should probably hide.
Yeah.
We have not met anybody nice in here except for the one lady
Yeah,
with the
let's
zombie
hide.
hand.
Okay.
The kobolds were kind of
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, yeah, no, sorry. I had repressed that memory. They were nice too, and yes, the mushroom people were very nice.
All right.
I do agree with the sentiment, though, that we aren't exactly keeping a good ratio of friend to foe.
How many?
Nope.
Why do I never remember who can go invisible? Because I have invisible. I can do up to 4 people.
I need invisible, please.
Is there anything on the shoreline, Wheeler, or is it literally just like a rocky shoreline?
It's just like heavy, like they're like smoothed over pebbles. You gather that it's just through erosion, pieces of stone that have dripped into it that have just made their way up here. There seems to be at least some sort of flow, probably coming from a spring well underneath wherever this area is, that's pushing it
But
up against.
in terms of trying to like hide behind something, there's not anything.
There's still like jutting out rocks and stalagmites that are growing out from just mineral deposits of the. I mean, with moisture in an area, no matter how cold or warm, there's always going to be condensation of some sort, just because that's how the moisture works. So there are
Right.
stalagmites that you could feasibly hide behind, and stone pieces.
Yeah, it's
I'm
less
just
about
gonna-
temperature and more about humidity.
Yeah, the shore does end after a certain point. Like it goes up against a sheer wall, but there is a shore here that seems to lead back into the cave that you came into. You can't see anything past this island, and even off to your left and your right, it's just wall face. You don't know if there's other exits across the cavern or not, just because it's so large.
I'm going to hide behind one of the bigger stalagmites, and I'm going to have Fenris, I guess, try and hide with me.
Okay.
We'll see if it works.
By the way, Brian, I can do invisibility today too. I can do two of us.
Okay, I can do up to 4.
That leaves one
please.
Fenris left.
I can also wild shape.
That's fair.
So I could just turn
That'll
into something
work.
really small. Literally like.
I have not waited for them to figure out the magic. I am already hiding behind a rock.
Okay.
I'm casting invisibility on
I'm also
Nero.
trying to hide, but
Brian, you casting
invisibility on. Yeah, myself, Kyron, Zinnia, because she's here, and is there anyone else?
Fenris.
Can I see
Fenris.
and Fenris, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
So that's
All right, Asher, you're on your own.
I'm behind a rock, baby.
And then in the next turn, or in the next after 6 seconds, I'm going to use my spell storing ring, get that 3rd level spell slot back.
Sounds good. So Zeno, are you wild shaping? You just taking the invisibility.
I'm just gonna take invisibility.
Okay. You take invisibility, so everyone roll a stealth check at advantage, except Kyron, you roll straight because I think you have disadvantage, and then Asher,
I do
you have to
not
roll.
know because of my. We've talked about this. I don't have it because
Okay.
I have a specific.
Yeah, I think we did talk about this. That's fine.
Yeah, my my armor isn't at disadvantage for me.
Okay. So
19.
just Asher then.
So unless it's at something else, then I shouldn't have disadvantage.
Disadvantage there, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nat 1.
Regardless, it's a 16. So
What did everyone else roll? 19 for Brian, 16 for Kyron, 12.
20 total for me, natural 20 for Rook, which is a 21.
Okay.
Feeling good about this team.
As Fenris goes invisible, you kind of freak out for a second and lose your balance, which is a rare thing for you to do when you're on your mount. You can't see it at the moment. Luckily, as you're falling, even though there's a loud sound of metal hitting metal, Rook seems to grab you right before you hit the ground, and it does soften it a bit, but there's still a sound. Okay. Brian and actually just Brian at this point, you start to see this small boat start to head towards the general area. With your perception check, as well, most of you are invisible, including Rook, except Ashter. They seem to be heading closer to the shore. And you don't have a good look at them yet, Brian. You get a better look. Humanoid in shape. You see what seem to be pointed ears at the edge. And seem to be armored in what looks to be dark leather. The only reason you'd be able to tell that is just because how high you rolled, 1, and 2, it doesn't look like metal armor. It just looks like a leather, and you gather, since it's very hard to see, it's probably dark. They are speaking... What languages do you speak?
Common, Druidic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Gnomish.
Okay. Brian, whoever speaks Elvish. You hear... I'm telling you, I heard something this way. We should go check it out. The other one seemingly talking back. You're crazy. Don't worry about it. Look, I'm telling you, if it's something, we should check it out. Fine. As they're now probably about 100 feet away from the shore, speaking loud enough to where you can hear. Again, easy enough to hear even with the soft sounds of the shore happening. You hear barely the boat that they're in kind of come up against the heavy stones, as they're kind of slowly walking around. Now you have a better look. The light that is cascading gives you a bit of a better look. The purple tones of the cavern that you're in flicker off of with seemingly purple skin, and one of them has a longer hair that seems to be tied off like Chris ties his hair normally, ponytail but back up in a bun, and the other one has like short, almost a buzz cut, and they both seem to be just kind of looking around for something. They're going to make investigation checks.
To clear things up, I have proficiency in medium armor, and breastplate is medium armor.
Okay. I don't think breastplate is something that has disadvantage.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think it's just like
It
chain
doesn't.
or so you're fine.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you come up, you guys are all in different portions because you're invisible. You're all watching this. You specifically are kind of still in an open area, making sure that things are taken care of and that you can see across. One of them is heading off in the other direction. One of them is heading towards where you can still see Ashter, currently visible, because he was not turned invisible. And as he's about to kind of break the corner to see him, you're kind of having this moment of like, what do I do? What do I do? You hear this heavy, like, and the other one kind of turns over, and you kind of also kind of slowly jump with a start, luckily not being heard, as the other one seemingly is tripped over a rock of some kind and just goes, ah! It's this damn stonework here. You forget it, sorry. And the other one kind of curses, for it still in Elvish. They kind of look around, seemingly distracted by that. I told you it was nothing. Fine. Let's head back. And you watch as they both get back in the boat. And as you guys are kind of just standing there still, even though you guys are invisible, you can still hear like as your heart's like pounding in your ear. And then you hear them push off the shore, and you wait about 2 minutes before they start to go off again in the direction, continuing seemingly a circle around the general area. You guys all take a deep breath. There doesn't seem to be anything else coming from that side. They seem to be far enough away, and there's no noise behind you, but you guys are still sitting on the shore. As the danger or whatever that was seemingly passed, what do you guys do?
Once
I'm not
they're
dropping
out of
invisible.
earshot and I feel comfortable, since I still can't see anyone, I just sort of whisper out into the darkness, Brian, are you there?
Right here. What do you think? We went invisible.
Yeah, I know, but I wouldn't put it past you guys to go invisible and then fucking leave.
We're not gonna fucking leave, especially when you're around clanking around the place.
No.
Listen,
I mean,
don't turn my cow invisible
honestly,
on.
that's probably a pretty good reason to leave.
Anyway, what do you think? Good guys, bad guys?
I hate to stereotype, but I might guess that these guys might be working for tall, dark, and too many legs.
Yeah, I thought bad guys too. I just didn't want to say it first.
I don't know. They seemed kind of nice. Accent reminds me of my mom. No reaction to that, Wheeler?
What? What do you mean? That's
He means
Kinda
I
creepy.
suck at doing accents, and his mom also sounds like Drow.
No, the joke is that originally Gideon's mom's accent was his same accent, but then Wheeler randomly decided to switch it up, and now Gideon's mom is also French.
Yep.
She spent some time in France.
You could at least change it up a little and do something South African, you know?
I've tried a couple times. I have to go to IDA and learn my accents a little better.
Accents are hard.
Yes.
Why
they
are you running?
Why are you running?
Okay, so do you think that island might be like She Who Must Not Be Named, like Stronghold then?
More
I
importantly,
think I feel.
No, go ahead.
No, go on, you.
Well, I was going to say, more importantly, are there any trees there? Because if not,
Yeah, you said it was like a little.
Yeah, you guys can see across. There seems to be like a grove of trees growing around the citadel.
damn it.
Okay,
Zinnia, are any of those trees big enough?
From what you can tell, being able to see from this distance, I mean, you would guess that it's probably a quarter mile across the lake. Being able to see the fact that there's trees, they're probably big enough.
I think we'll be okay. If we can get there, I think I can handle it.
All right.
All right.
Hopefully my gut is right and they are nice, because I'm pretty sure we need to get in there. Invisibility
I mean, we
lasts for
literally
like a
just
good
need to
solid
borrow it.
hour. Sorry to interrupt again. Invisibility lasts for a good solid hour. So like if we get moving, we could stay invisible and probably just, waltz right through. The problem is I don't know how to get over this lake.
Oh, wouldn't it be beneficial?
I don't think
if
I
you
like
had
this
water
plan as
walk?
much anymore.
Do I?
Uh,
Well, I definitely don't have it prepared.
I do not.
Never mind.
Not today.
What do I have?
Yeah, I don't have water walk today. Sorry, guys.
Oof. All right, never
I
mind.
have nothing to help in this situation.
Wheeler, why the fuck would I prepare
Yeah,
water
no,
walk?
it was. Yeah, also saying why the fuck would I prepare water walk?
I don't know.
I need to
Ah,
prepare
yes, the
important
underground.
things. Like haste.
I mean, you
And
could
other-
attempt
blight.
a
Other important things, like
a haste run across the water.
no, I could do fly.
Yeah, but only on yourself.
Okay, so just quick thought.
Although
We are under the assumption
you could.
we're under the assumption that these guys aren't good, right?
I mean, if you feel like being mean about it.
Oh no.
Listen. Every time I make a racial judge, you guys get mad at me. But Brian said it first this time, so I need a consensus.
I'm a bit. It's tough because I have seen there are a number of drow that I know that have been very much agreeable. They didn't live in a weird underground lake fortress surrounded by monsters though, so that might change their temperament a bit.
No, they just lived in a hollowed out mountain with a large pit in the center.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Pit, giant bottomless pit. What giant bottomless pit?
I mean, theoretically,
Alright, so that's a
how long
yes.
did everybody hold their breath?
Forever, because I don't breathe.
Well,
Yeah,
I
ventilating
I
lungs.
wasn't worried about you.
What I was trying to say was I was thinking that there is a possibility, but both of them are concentration, and unless one of you has enlarge reduce available.
See, that's what I
Not
asked.
today.
Because I was thinking crocodile and just ride everybody. But...
Nope.
Oh no, I was just
Nope.
thinking you.
Hey,
could, like-
Wheeler.
what's up?
The guys that were on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any boats around here like that? Like on the shoreline?
No.
Like dinghies or anything?
No, not that you can see, and it's
How
a very.
big was their boat?
I mean, big enough to hold 2 people. And comfortably. It was like a rowboat. I would say lengthwise, it's probably 10 feet by 3 or 4 feet.
Cool. How far away are those guys' boat?
Oh, they're gone by now. They're off in the distance.
Oh, they're like gone.
Yeah, like you can't.
Can
even
I still see them very far off in the distance? Ah,
No.
damn.
Yeah.
I do have a potion.
Does
of
Asher know how to do the?
for one person?
Does Asher know how to do the like finger whistle thing? It's real loud.
I mean, yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Sorry. Kind of
I hate
echoes
you.
through the cave.
I'm gonna get behind the rock, and I'm gonna, with Ashter, and I'm gonna drop invisibility.
I'm
Okay.
gonna hide behind the rock too.
All right. Game
Or a
plan.
rock.
Anyone shows up, I'm running for the tunnel. You guys jump them. Got
No,
it?
you shut the fuck up, Ashter. Ashter, I get it. You're fucking impulsive, but if we're doing this, we're having a fucking plan.
That was the plan.
No, that's not a fucking plan.
That's not a plan.
Ashter.
They come here, I run, you jump them. That's the plan.
Ashter, no. The plan
Uh,
is you don't say anything and you listen to me, and I cast suggestion on him.
Okay, make a save. Gideon, make an intelligence check for me.
Was that wisdom, buddy?
Yes.
That's an 11. That's definitely a fail.
Yes.
What'd you roll?
Yeah, you're right. I should
4 is
follow
a
your plan.
9. I could give myself a +4, but I don't know what it's for, so I'm not going to.
Okay.
I don't
Not-
think,
not a
think a
hi-
13 is any better than a 9 in case of...
I mean, it technically it is numerically, but yeah, nothing.
That number is bigger.
I don't know what I'm supposed to be remembering.
Five minutes go by. 10 minutes go by.
That boat not get me closer?
30 minutes go by. No one seems to be
Guess
coming
not.
around.
Cool.
You gather
Right.
this is a large cavernous cave.
A
Trying to-
cavernous cave.
Yeah,
huh?
cavernous cave. Trying to pinpoint where a sound is coming from, with all of it bouncing off a lot of walls, is probably not a very easy thing to do.
So we can assume they probably heard it, but they also don't know
Oh.
where the hell it came from.
It was loud. You would assume a lot of things heard it.
Okay.
So,
Love it.
back to my
We are going
question.
to sit down
How
and we're
long
going
can
to
everybody hold their
discuss
breath?
what to do.
Mm.
As long as your constitution
long time.
modifier allows in minutes.
+2.
Plus
3
2.
minutes.
8? Jesus Christ, 8 minutes.
5
Oh,
minutes.
no, wait, 4 minutes.
I have a potion of amphibiousness, so someone else can breathe water if they need to.
Who has the lowest constitution?
2, but I can always like turn into a fish.
That is fair. So it's me then.
There you go.
Unless someone else has. Okay.
And I haven't dropped invisibility yet, so I have to do that before I throw this.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just like.
So, what, Aster? What are you doing to get across? You just gonna ride Fenris?
I'm gonna do something that I very, very rarely do. I am gonna ride Fenris, but I'm gonna take my armor off first.
Okay.
Oh well, we're gonna have to be here for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes to take armor off, especially full plate armor.
We can help you
Yeah,
to
I'm gonna
cut the
take it
time
off.
down, but that's still 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it all off and just put it in the bag of holding. I'm gonna keep my shield though.
Okay.
Drop suggestion.
Okay. So,
Did,
polymorph.
did we take a short rest at any point, by the way?
No. Technically, I will say. I'll say that you
I was just
you
looking
could
to
have
roll some
taken.
hit die.
I will say you could have taken a short rest as you guys were just kind of standing there on the edge of the shore, being quiet.
Cool. I'm gonna roll some hit die real quick.
Okay.
I'm also gonna take off my big heavy cloak
Okay.
and put it in the bag of holding so that it's not getting
Okay.
soaked.
Sounds good.
Because I don't have prestidigitation to help myself with that.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to roll hit dice really quickly, you can, but it's up to you. If not, Brian, you said you're polymorphing.
Yep.
Polymorphing, wild shape.
What
Roll
did we...
wisdom save for me.
It's showing that I have 5 hit die missing already. When did we last?
You should have taken a long rest. I don't know why you'd be missing it.
Yeah,
14?
I did not click the long rest thing
Yeah, I don't think
myself
I did either.
too.
As non-existent as the pain's been recently,
Great.
there's a massive amount,
Great.
and you have to keep yourself from kind of audibly making a sound because of it. The shift down into whatever creature you're turning into is immensely painful. Not enough to cause you any physical harm, but you do use 2 slots to wild shape. So, fish, Brian, fish. Okay, you guys are fishes. We'll say this is after you guys have done the short rest or whatever. Kyron, you take the potion.
Yeah.
Make a wisdom save for me, please.
Okay. That's really high.
Okay, you're fine.
It's a 15 plus a 9.
Yeah, you're fine. You have a moment of fear as you're drinking it that you remember that this came from a hag, and then you're like, I'm fine, and you
I'm fine.
feel yourself comfortably in the air, and as you kind of dip into the water, you breathe and you're fine. Similar feeling as when you were on the Collector's Island. But all of you move in. Fenris is kind of doggy paddling. Make a Constitution save for Fenris.
Oh,
What? What now?
15.
Okay, he's fine. It takes you guys quite a bit of time. There's no current, but trying to remain quiet as you're not sure when that boat will come around, and specifically for Aster and Fenris, you guys are kind of waiting back a little bit to make sure. Rook sinks to the bottom and is walking across the bottom. Gideon, you can do the same if you want. It is quite deep, and you lose track of your friends very quickly as you are drifting towards the bottom. You realize that there is a massing of caves, and there is actually quite a bit of current as you get down. Probably what you gather based off of the change in pressure that you can feel, even if you are having the ventilating lungs, there still is a pressure change. You'd gather it's probably about 65 to 75 feet deep.
Before we get too deep, as I'm waiting behind Rook, I'm just gonna lash a quick leash around him and around my waist so that we won't get separated. Because I assume it's pretty fucking dark down here.
It is very dark and cold. And it's spooky because you can't see anything and you're not quite sure what lurks within these waters. But nevertheless, you continue. It is about 30 minutes before all of you make it to the other side. You coming up, Gideon, a few times having to skirt around, seeing large shapes underneath the water moving in a direction either towards you or away from you, just generally staying away from them. Zinnia and Brian, you guys make it to the other side, wait for your friends, and I assume unpolymorph into yourselves again. Fenris gets over. Chiron, you have no issue. You swim across with ease. You do see, though, as you guys do make it to the shore, Zinnia, you notice about similar pathway. Probably where they were when you could first started hearing them talking are now around again, and you guys kind of sink against the shore just quietly for a second and let them pass before they continue on around, just still peering off in the direction. But you guys get back up on the shore. I'm assuming you're going to take some time to put your armor back on, Aster. Okay. Fenris is very tired. He is... You're also muted, Ben, just so you know.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to enlist Brian to help me get my armor back on.
I can help.
Okay, whoever can help. I'm also I should be able to do this. Is it possible for me to dismiss Fenris?
Yeah. You'll just have to take a long rest before you can
Yeah. With how tired he is and how hard he's worked, and he got the shit kicked out of him by the stone dragon thing, I'm just going to give him a nice hearty scratch on the back of the ear and pat him down, and then I'm going to dismiss him.
Okay, so you just...
Wouldn't it be savage if you could only dismiss them by killing them?
Sorry, buddy.
As he takes 2 points of love damage on the back of the ears, you scratch him and is poofed out of existence now. He dissipates quietly, turns basically just in a shadow and just kind of drifts towards the floor. You guys are now on the beach of this island. The grove is very close to the citadel. It is not a forest. It is a small patch of trees that are, now that you are closer to them, decently large. Definitely able to be used in that manner. And now that you're a little closer, you still don't hear anything. But Zinnia, you do pick up on what sounds to be very, very muffled. Sounds of metal hitting metal. Now that you're on the island and it's close, it seems to almost amplify slightly more. But it's coming from the direction of that citadel, which looks vaguely similar to you, Brian. The architecture looks much older, but seemingly still in some way reminiscent of the city that you went to on Zaz's behalf. It is walled off. There seems to be a gate that's probably open. You can't tell from this distance. It's kind of obscured behind the trees off. Probably a good, I'd say, a quarter mile up the way. The beach kind of slowly inclines up to where this rather large city basically is. But
Okay. I'm just gonna look at them and be like, well, unless, like, I hear people up there, so unless we want to interact with them, we might want to get a move on and hop into one of these trees.
Gideon, now that you get a better look, now that you're closer, the ships that are floating
Oh, I forgot I had asked about that.
are very similar to the ones that you saw seemingly picking something up from that fire giant taken over by Dwergar stronghold the first time you entered the Underdark.
And what did they look like again?
It was weird. It didn't really make a lot of sense to you. The outline of it was alien in nature compared to what you've seen. It looks nothing like the sky ships that you've seen being made recently.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like a very large, like almost bulbous back, and it kind of comes out to like a point, but it's not like round bulbous back and then kind of comes out flat and kind of meets up at the front. And you see a few of them are similar to the ones that you saw, where they have what looks to be like grinding saws or like digging utensils on the front. Others seem to have chains dangling from the bottom of them, and others just seem to be just that shape, being kind of underlit by this purple hue. The texture's weird. It's not metal or wood. You could swear, even though... make a perception check.
I'm not great at those.
No?
Nope, that was a natural 2.
You're kind of having trouble seeing just the way the light's cascading off of it. You're really the only one that's currently interested in this. You also look up, I'll say. Brian, you as well, because you're just generally worried about the Underdark. You see the same thing. These ships that look similar to the ones that you saw your first trek down here, but now that you get a better look at them, it does not seem to be metal or wood. Only Zinni and Brian notice this. You swear, and you're not quite sure why, but it seems to have some kind of fleshy texture. But that can't be. What would it be made out of? It must be just the way that the metal is warped. And you kind of just shake it off, but there seems to be a pathway that leads up towards the Citadel from the beach towards the grove that you guys are headed to.
Alright, I think we need to make a determination now. This place is fucking weird. Are we just getting the hell out of Dodge, or are we going to take a better look around?
I mean,
I'm asking this to the group, but I'm looking directly at Brian when I say it.
Can you guys just watch my back for a second? I'm not gonna do anything crazy or rash or anything. I just need to think.
Of course.
And I look directly at Kyron. If I get weird, stop me being weird.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna just sit down, just gonna cross my legs, just close my eyes. I know you can fucking hear me.
Make a persuasion check.
Do my last luck. Shit. Well, that's still a 19.
You try to reach out. And even in this space, there's a quick comfort that comes to you because it's quiet. But then there's this immediate kind of twinge of fear that hits you that realizes, or at least thinks to yourself, what thing can cause her not to hear me? You're sure that she can. She shows up at the most inopportune times, and this is generally her area of expertise. But in this moment, you're at a dissonance between fear and relief, as there is seemingly no telepathic connection. Just quiet.
I don't know if I should be relieved or not, but I'm not hearing anything from her. I thought that maybe this place was important or something, but I don't know. I'm not getting any hints. Right now, my gut just says this is creepy, and I don't like creepy. Maybe we just kind of mentally mark it down, but I'd prefer not to stay here.
Okay. You guys heading up the beach? Are you
Yeah.
doing so quietly? Okay. So as you guys are walking up, everyone go ahead and roll stealth checks for me.
Oh boy.
Before we do, I cast
Oh.
Personal Trace.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
14.
26 for me.
That's
Ben,
a
Ben, you're
32.
muted. 32, not bad.
18.
18.
I rolled a natural 20.
19 for me.
Okay. And then Rook.
So
28.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
So,
26 for me.
did really well overall. Minus Brian.
oh, Brian.
You guys quietly, with a bit of an extra pace because of the spell, start to move up. Okay. You guys make your way up to nearing the edge of the grove. You can see the scattering of trees. Most on the outskirts are dead or seem to have not proven well enough in the soil stone that they're in. But there are a few that are still growing, scarce with leaves, but purplish in hue. The wood is very dark, which is easy to gather. You're not quite sure how they're fed, as most plants are fed by sunlight. The nutrients in the ground must be good enough, or these are just some weird kind of species of plant. It's still about another 250 feet before you can even get to a point where there's an actual tree large enough, and that's only about 300 feet from the edge of the wall. And as you guys do see this, it seems like the walls themselves are not necessarily void. There are seemingly cloaked figures currently walking, probably patrolling, you gather, trying to make sure that things are taken care of. And now that you all are getting closer, you all do hear the sound of metal hitting metal. For those of you who are there, it's reminiscent of when you guys were in Ovnen. It sounds like someone smithing something. It's very muffled. It's distant, and you swear it almost seems like it's coming from a downward angle, like it's coming from the ground below. But you kind of just shake it off for a second. And you begin to move forward more. As you each are kind of darting in between some of the dead trees. Silently, you begin to make your way closer to the tree that you see. You've found one that you like, and you kind of get the acknowledgement of each of your party members and kind of point off towards it. Some of you are on the opposite side of where it's supposed to be, and you continue to move forward. And you're nearly there, about 40 feet away from it. And you're gesturing over. Chiron comes over quietly. Astra comes over quietly. Gideon and Brooke are with you, and Brian's coming across. And there's the smallest moment where there's a slight slip as Brian has to catch his footing, and there's the sound of what seems to be just a twig cracking. But in this moment, it's loud because of how quiet you are and how quiet everything is. And you watch as one of the individuals off the top, seems to be 4 of them, look over, and one of them notices Brian just currently standing in the center, looking up, and is looking down at him. And you all hear this loud Frozen. He rushes forward. You guys rush towards the tree. And right as you're about to cast it, you all kind of double check on something real quick.
Right as you're about to cast it, it goes off, and we all are teleported to safety, and nothing bad happens.
Yep. Totally
Possibly.
what happens.
You all hear this voice creep into the back of your head. Don't leave just yet. You just arrived. It'd be a shame if you left without saying hello. And as all of you kind of pause for a second, just kind of caught with fear, you immediately know where it's coming from. And you look up at the wall. And those 4 hooded figures have taken their hoods off, and one, wielding a staff, is kind of sitting there, floating. Probably about 2 feet off of the top of the wall, seemingly ordained in much nicer, ornate armor of some sort. Each of the 4 figures off the top, glowing orange eyes, fleshy purple skin, and 4 foot-long tentacles coming off of the face. However, the one more ornately adorned, tentacles about 4 to 5 feet from the face, coming off and just kind of writhing and moving, almost as if flowing water. You start to hear fast footsteps of things running at you from the forest. What do you do?
I cast the tree.
Okay. The tree splits open with almost a minute to spare as you start to see 5, 10 from behind you. You hear the footsteps coming. All of you see the tree open, and I'm assuming you jump through. Okay. Right before you do, you just hear the voice. What a shame. As you jump through to the tree near the balloon, you all rush through it, and you watch as there's about 3 individuals that were at your heels attempting to run in. Some of them, most of them, what you know to be drow. Before it shuts on them, the very cold winter air of the northern Penumbra Range shoots through you as you all are slick with sweat, trying to piece together what it is you just happened upon miles underneath the ground. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
All right, Ashton, give me my cloak back. It's way too cold for this nonsense. I was so worried, Wheeler, that you were going to be like, no, they fucking counterspell. Fuck you, you're staying there.
I don't even think it has counterspell.
It does if you say it does.
Yeah, you are the DM.
You're the, yeah.
I swear to God, I thought we were gonna get fucking counterspelled.
I was waiting for the tree to just suddenly die. Just
I was looking at that chain lightning spell earlier. If they're within fucking 30 feet of each other, I'm about to fucking light them up. But no, we got out. I get the chain lightning again in the future
Miraculous.
some other day.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Closing statements. If you aren't already, follow the channel. It is free to follow. If you have the money, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to resubscribe. It is a new month. Twitch subscribe. You have to resubscribe each month. So make sure to do that if you'd like. We do appreciate it. Next stream is on Sunday, which will be back in Stylus. Chris, what are you working on?
Probably going to be finishing up Bryce. And then... I don't know.
All right. Well, with that, we will pick up next Tuesday with the party near the balloon, seeing whatever carnage was left by those glyphs. We appreciate you coming out. Thank you for enjoying this story. I'm excited as to where it's going. That's just me. Happy holidays. For those of you who celebrate happy first day of Hanukkah, it is literally on Thursday. So enjoy it. Enjoy the end of this year. Hopefully next year is better. Tomorrow's a new day. Make it the best you can. And we will see you next time. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
I